What's up, y'all? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is good, y'all? I'm just chilling. I wanted to actually pull up and spend some time, whether it's just reacting or not. I was just on TikTok live. And I wanted to get on here because I gotta show my people some love. You feel me? But if you guys haven't already, man, make sure you guys check out the new video that I dropped. All right. This is just literally me chatting. It's going to be me reacting to some videos, and that's it. That's what we finna do right now. Perfect. So let's pull something up because there is a thing that I wanted to watch that I saw. Right. First, where the heck is it at? I heard it was saying Mr. Beast was like a pedophile or something. I'm like, what the heck? Not my guy. Now everybody trying to get up on it, but it was just one video I saw. This one, I never watched this video. Why is it saying I watched it? That I never watched this video. Yo, this person just got 9 million views. Hey, no.
Huge corporations are charging us more and more while they give us less and less,
while making record profits.
Senator
I'm
Bob
literally
Casey
just
is
chilling.
cracking down on corporate
If you got
price
questions,
gouging to
ask
put more
me.
money in your pocket.
This is the perfect time. This is crazy. Dog pack.
Ever tried cooking dinner with a recipe you found online?
What channel is this?
Didn't
Like, why
turn
you
out the way it
calling
looked in
Mr.
those
Beast
recipe
like
photos? That's okay.
Oh.
Cooking is hard. It might be a little easier if you could actually
This
see the
person
recipe
really don't
underneath
like
all
it.
those ads. Notice the difference?
I would never
Brave has the
trust what
best
he's
ad
saying
blocker on.
at that point.
I'm hungry. All right, jokes for food. I wish a philanthropist YouTuber would just give me 10K and not film it. Hey, what the hell happened to you? Mr. Beast, that's what happened to me.
What we do here is go back.
I was gonna be somebody. I was gonna be this. Carl took my job. Carl
What the
took my job. It's the worst protection I was gonna make me do. Oh, no.
Okay, content cop from Temu back at it again. So just before I get into my interrogation with former Mr. Beast employee Jake Weddle, a lot has happened since my last video. After posting, I got hundreds of messages from.
I just want to say this guy looks like he looks like a cartoon. This guy, he looks crazy.
Former Mr. Beast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment. You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of fake videos or unsafe practices, toxic workplace, stuff like that. I'm not really going to get into those claims because, for one, like most people want to stay anonymous, which
Mr.
I
Beast
understand.
cool, right?
Also, like I think most of that stuff's just been covered with the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also, I have like more serious allegations that I want to start covering. Also, I heard from a very credible source that Mr. Beast has been sitting on a response to part 1 because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part 2. Like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Also, I know Mr. Beast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know? So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company, and you're
not Mr. B. He capping, bro.
Those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former Mr. Beast employees of very serious allegations. So I just want to put a call to action at the start of this video that, if you have a story, you can DM me. Just make sure you send proof of employment first, because I get
that's crazy. These people really
and like
coming from
as
Mr.
much as I
Beast
mean
like
joke
this.
around, like I take anonymity very seriously. So without explicit permission, I don't go public with anything. And obviously, if it goes to court, I would hope they would censor your information from the court documents. I don't know. And former contestants too. That's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
Okay, that seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Anyway, so that will be part 3. So, Mr. Beast, do with that information what you will. I know Chucky didn't want to respond to those allegations.
Stop coming
So
from
anyway,
my. All right, listen. I just want to say, like, I really don't be judging people on how they look, but he looks like he's upset. There's a lot of people that try to get revenge when they don't like how something went their way, and it just looks like that. That's just my assumption off the rip. I mean, we haven't gotten into anything, but he looks like just an angry guy, and when I see his videos, it just looks like he's hated.
I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a Mr. Beast video, which never got uploaded because it went.
Like, let's be honest. Like, who would do something like this? Like, let's be real. He looks like a nut. He's on the top of a pool table eating. Like, y'all look like y'all just weird and strange. And y'all do. And listen, somebody like me, that's all I'm going to say. We wouldn't be doing nothing like this. But like, people do weird things for money, and also people fall out for money, and he's just doing a whole bunch of talking. Now, like, can we get to the, like, what's up?
Badly. He also knows about another portable document format who was working at Mr. Beast while actually on the registry. And I'll get more into that story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine. And I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It builds up over time. But
We
I
see.
do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from Mr. Beast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with the camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half, and these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy, or just you didn't like it, you were in the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone.
So if he don't like him, why do we trust what he's saying? I don't get it.
To get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, doing well. And I was, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, they go, "Oh, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to, or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on
half of the stuff on YouTube is fake. Like, I've already exposed the phone flipper that was fake, though. So, like, when people watch YouTube, I don't think people watch YouTube for realness. Like, I don't think you watch YouTube because you think that everything that you see is real. Like, when we talking about the income space, obviously people assume things are real until they realize that people are lying, saying they follow best practices that that's not even followed by the person in the video. But who watches a Mr. Beast video and believes everything is real? I mean, you got to be a child to obviously believe that, because eventually as you grow, you run out of genuine ideas, so you got to start spicing it up, right? Like, am I tripping?
Video crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor. So it was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're going to call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now. And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly. She goes, what? I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed. Wait, what? A meteor hit it.
I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Wells Fargo has provided $5.6 million to help launch financial.
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment, and I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mr. Beast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? You know, if I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room. And that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, you know, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube. And I didn't even bring up residuals because, oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy, hell yeah, I could retire. But yeah, the other thing I talked about was
this is the common case of why you got to watch who you work with. Because see, here's the thing, because I've had employees like this, right? Where you work with me or for me for a certain amount of money, and you know for a fact that you're getting paid this certain amount of money. But then once you see that we're starting to become a bit more successful, you start to think, well, I should be paid more. But that's not necessarily how it goes, bro. Like, because you never understand how much it takes to own something. It's my name on the line. It's my sacrifice. It's my business. Everything that has a risk in the long run, right, has to do with me. So if I am trying to grow my business, I'm not going to automatically just pay you out more. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like that. So I don't agree with this. So,
older comic, black guy, he had a kid. And I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up. And one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was... I feel really guilty about the way this like shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like, it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is. And I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I'm not
he's one of them. He's one of them emotional ass people that's like, oh man, like, no, I don't want to get paid more. I want the black guy to get paid more. Like, get the heck out of here, bro.
No, and he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know, you get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went in that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I was over the moon. I was like, you're going to give me a check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home and you're going to pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said, he just wanted to be in the room, you know? And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So maybe you feel better?
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's a very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, that you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained.
Oh my God, that's not true. I don't agree with that. I think that once you get fired, you can't expose people once you get fired. I don't agree with that. I think that if you get exposed, which this idiot did, he already got exposed for trying to stick up for somebody that obviously he didn't even know that person's situation, because that person they weren't really concerned with them not getting paid X amount. He then goes and fucks up everything for both of them. And then he's saying, oh, well, if you really mean to genuinely help people, you need to hide it. I get the simplicity, like I get what he's saying, but I don't agree with it, because it's like, if I'm gonna do something and I know like it's a part of my job, I'm still going to capture the moment, do my job, because obviously my fans enjoy it. But not even just that, I have a big platform, so like, why not put other people on that platform too? Like, I feel like this is the typical upset employee. Like, I've dealt with people like this. It's a typical upset employee. That's really what it is. And let's see.
Something. There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, you know, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. You know, I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it. And I vocalized it sometimes. And I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, you know, whatever, how that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right. So in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something. You know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, you know. And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, "What? You shouldn't do that." And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus.
And
this is your brain.
If you want to act like an animal and you do anything for money, this is the way he gets. I don't get it. I don't believe this guy.
Like, I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast, and I had a little bit of change in my pocket. The most change I had in my pocket ever. Small potatoes. Compared to Beast bullshit, but I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch, and they try to make the pitch sound like it's gonna be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of today, and they had like the choice. They were like it's only gonna be bad for you to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, "Excuse me, I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face." Sure,
exactly.
Like, you're gonna be locked in this room, and we gotta
how you
on all the time. We're gonna have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this, and I was. They always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors had told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that.
He is a clout chaser. He already says it. I wasn't in all of his videos. I wasn't the main part. They cut me out. I thought I could do this video because I'm going to be in it. It's only me. I'm the star. And then this guy is now exposing somebody. Who would want him in their videos anymore? Who?
I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, which that's probably not good. The smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. It was in one of the studios. They had to get a separate tank for septic stuff. There was a hot tub in it. There was an ice cream machine. Things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's going to stink. There's not a hot water mechanism. So the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint. But the shower was always cold. And you're taking a quick shower. And I had cameras 24/7 on me. And the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. So I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So
that's the part of the
little
challenge.
thing started to build up. There was
I just don't get it.
Bug thing wasn't terrible, but it was a factor. And at first it was fine, and you're playing it up because it's a video, and it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? They said no. because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Well, I don't know how they figured that one out. I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me.
He's lying.
I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, you know, they're giving me, you know, melatonin, you know, it's not helping, you know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute.
He's paying this guy.
Yeah. So he'd come by, he'd get the shot.
He's paying this idiot to do this challenge, and this idiot is complaining, making it seem like he was just suffering when he didn't have to. He accepted the challenge and then is making it seem like the challenge was supposed to be him sitting in the Bahamas, drinking, relaxing, sipping a pina colada. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Sometimes he'd have a note from the director over the phone that would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage.
I'm so confused.
But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. You have power over people. When one person doesn't have
still got the choice
resources, and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course. Just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor. You know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. That I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a typing about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse, but we're filming. So I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera. And I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm not doing so hot, you know, which if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera. But it was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one?
I don't
you know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes.
He's capping. He's lying.
I started to calculate. I don't know if I could do 30. How much can I? Well, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man? I did. Since we're doing time lapse shots, and since they insisted on time lapse shots, I said, all right, we'll give you time lapse shots back. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh, no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, fucking, you know, don't put that. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there, you know? Like we were playing up the joke, You know, it's like, I'm the boy in the cage, you know, whatever. Like, I'll play into a joke, whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. I guess piece of shit. I hate my dad. I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird. I don't like it. We're doing that, one of those hide and seek videos. Again, you know, at the time they were a lot realer. So I got caught. And when you get caught, you know, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if, you know, I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss.
This guy, cool. Yeah, don't be like this guy.
And so now,
then why didn't you say that to him? You're a grown-ass man, just like him.
And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live.
No, you don't. Get a job.
And I got these cameras on me all the time. And I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me, saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits. Someone said there is a horror cut
of
a video in this. And I'm saying, like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video? And so the thing that made me want to, I got to get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I was like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, "Why is he sleeping?" I don't know, because I can't sleep. And he comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, "Ask me why I have 2 briefcases." And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, "Oh, because this one's for today, you know, and this one's for the challenge." And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, You're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're going to do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube. And I'm dyslexic. I'm dumb. I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it." I was like, "On camera. I don't want to do it." You go, "Just do it for the thing." My kid, you know. Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in-house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's, he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard.
Guy is just
again,
right?
He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, "Oh, stop! You're gonna make me cry," and he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just. I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She said,
"My legs and joints are good."
What the like? This guy is a scammer. He is bullshit. I'm telling you, I don't agree with this guy. Like, I don't think Mr. Beast did everything right, but I don't agree with like just coming on the camera and acting as if you had no choice when you literally had one.
That's how you get that off there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. "How are you feeling after a few days?" "Better. I still couldn't sleep even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things." Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a Mr. Beast video. "Hey, Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good, and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy, and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better. Like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters, and those hurt to walk on. but I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face. But hey, I'm out. I'm alive.
What?
Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like, if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like, the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical, like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of Mr. Beast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at Mr. Beast called How to Succeed in Mr. Beast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No. Already insane, because it's sort of, it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside Mr. Beast Productions, never take no at face value.
One, how do I know this is real? Like, what?
Value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that, when combined, dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like,
what's wrong with that? Now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing, but I'm saying, like, where does that coincide with this guy? I'm confused.
Pushing through no's is a big component to working at Mr. Beast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like, a director might tell a producer, hey, we need a director might tell this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at Mr. Beast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like, a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals. You can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer's sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're they're financially incentivized to be manipulative, and sort of they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled "Mr. Beast Leaving Trash Behind and Debris at Film Site in Aden, North Carolina." Apparently, he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with Mr. Beast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a Mr. Beast video called "Protect the Yacht, Keep It," where at the end of that video, he actually says,
If you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
This is just the sad.
Yes, he
I
says
get
at the
it.
end
I
of the
don't
video
think
that
he's
they made sure it was
100%
cleaned
right,
up. I was
but-
actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating a similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace or forgiveness has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by Mr. Beast's production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with Mr. Beast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of
But
like
if he's not, he's
him
the
being
man. He's a grown
delirious
ass
from
man. He
not
could
sleeping
decide
and
whether he wants
everything
to do it or
to just
not.
manipulate him.
I'm not about
staying,
to sit here and listen
which, you know,
to
I'm
this
sure
guy
this isn't
talk
like
any
technically
longer.
against the
This guy right
Geneva
here,
Convention on Torture because he wasn't
full of
technically a
shit.
prisoner. Like he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not
Oh
really a
my
reasonable
God.
expectation
I'm
that
sorry.
he could have just.
Listen, I don't care about the pressure. I don't care about the money. If I didn't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. At the end of the day, if you let money rule your ass and you so finessed by the money and you're willing to do something you don't feel comfortable doing, that's your fault. Period. Like I don't get what the hell this video is about.
Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the Mr. Beast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry. And that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
There is a hustler, dude. Like, to be completely honest with you, there's a hustler. There's extra money in there, like, it didn't fall back and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if Jimmy was like, I need a set on, and I was like, would you do it for like $1,000? Well, that's like, straight up and fucking make a set for like 8 hours by himself. You know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get involved. And it was like, we need to get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly because one of those people are going to go back.
Okay, so Reed is Mr. Beast's former manager who's in the last video telling Jimmy, you know, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, you know, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. You know, don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know. But, you know, I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with. So I'll just say preemptively, like, you know, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks. You're not, everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that needs more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did?
Cool. Listen, this is what we're gonna say, man. This is the prime. I didn't even think this would be really good for the channel, but this is actually pretty good for the channel. This is why you don't want to let money work you. Okay, you want to work for yourself. You don't want to let people run you. Do I think that this guy right here is evil? I don't. I think everybody makes mistakes. I think everybody has ups and downs, but I also feel as if this is prime example of somebody upset that they didn't get what they wanted, but you always had the chance to quit. Don't ever find yourself in this position, guys. I'm about to go lay my ass down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Y'all take care. Be safe. Make money work for you. I see you guys at the top. There's two right at the bottom. Peace.